everyone, welcome to this video. Today we will be discussing a topic that might not be the most pleasant to think about it, but it is important nonetheless.
We are talking about parasites and how they affect our foods and our lives. Parasites are organisms that live on or inside another organism and feed off of that organism to survive.
They can range in size from tiny single-celled organisms to larger creatures like worms, and unfortunately they are more common than we think.
Let's dive into the world of parasites.
We will explore first some interesting and important facts about parasites, including their life cycles, transmission methods, and the impact they've had on the evolution of various species. Parasites are organisms that live in or on another organisms and derive nutrients and other benefits from the host.
There are many types of parasite, including protozoa, helminths, and ecoparasite, such as lice, ticks, and fleas.
Parasite can live in many different parts of the body, including the blood, intestine, and skin.
Some parasites can cause serious disease in humans, such as malaria, sleeping sickness, and Chaga disease.
Parasite can be transmitted through many different means including insect bites, contaminated food and water, and direct contact with an infected person or animals.
Parasites often have complex life cycles that involve multiple hosts, and they have involved many strategies to invade the host immune system.
Some parasites have the ability to manipulate their host behavior, alternating their behavior to make them more susceptible to infection or to facilitate transmission of the parasite to a new host.
Parasites are found all over the world and can infect a wide range of hosts including humans, animals, and also plants.
Treatment of parasitic infection often involves the use of anti-parasitic drugs, although prevention through measures such as avoiding contaminated food and water and using insect repellents is also important.
Parasites have been present on the earth for millions of years and have a major impact on the evolution of many species.
Let's discuss the different types of parasite that can affect our foods and our lives. There are several types of parasites, but we'll focus on the most common ones.
Protozoa. These are the single-celled parasites that can cause diseases like malaria, diarrhea, and toxoplasmosis.
Helminths. These are parasitic worms that can affect human and animals. Some examples include tapeworms, roundworms, and hookworms.
Ectoparasites. These parasites live at the outside of their host and can include things like lice, fleas, and ticks.
Parasite and food. Parasite can affect food supply in several ways. Some parasites can infect animals we eat while others can contaminate our food during processing or preparation.
Parasites can affect the animals we eat, and if the meat is cooked properly, that parasite can survive and affect human. Some examples of parasites that affect meat include Chikhila spiralis, Taenia saginata, and Taenia solium.
Trichinalia spiralis is a type of roundworm that can be found in pork and wild game. Taenia saginata, also known as beef tapeworm, and Taenia solium, also known as pork tapeworm, can be found in beef and pork respectively. These parasites can survive in the muscle tissue of infected animals, and if the meat isn't cooked properly, the parasites can survive and infect humans. Symptoms of infection can include abdominal pain, diarrhea, and weight loss, among others. In some cases, these infections can be life-threatening.
Seafoods. Parasites can also infect seafood, particularly raw and undercooked fish. Some examples of parasites include Anisakis simplex and Dipilobotrium latum.
Anisakis is a type of roundworm that is commonly found in fish, particularly in the raw or uncooked form. This parasite can cause an allergic reaction known as anasakish, which can result in symptoms such as abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting. Diplometrium latum, also known as the fish tapeworm, can be found in freshwater fish. Symptoms of infection can include abdominal pain, diarrhea, and weight loss.
Fruits and vegetable. While it's less uncommon, parasite can also infect fruits and vegetable. This can happen if produce is grown in contaminated soil or if it's raised with contaminated water.
Parasite can infect fruit and vegetable if they are grown in contaminated soil or if they are washed with contaminated water. Some examples of parasite that can infect fruits and vegetable include Cryptosporidium and Giardia. This parasite can cause symptoms such as diarrhea, abdominal pain, and fever.
Paras- Parasites can have a significant impact on our food supply, affecting the safety and nutritional value of the food we consume. By understanding the risks associated with parasites, we can take steps to prevent infections and ensure that our food is safe to eat. These steps may include cooking meat properly, avoiding raw or undercooked fish, and washing fruits and vegetables thoroughly before consumption.
Parasite can have a serious impact on our health. Some parasite can cause mild symptoms like diarrhea, while others can be life-threatening. Digestive problems. Many parasites can cause digestive problems like nausea, diarrhea, and stomach pain.
Anemia. Some parasite can cause anemia, which is a condition where you don't have enough red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout your body. Neurological problems. In a rare case, parasite can affect the nervous system, causing symptoms like seizures, confusion, and lost coordination.
Parasites are organisms that live on or inside other organisms known as hosts. In animals, these parasites can cause various diseases and affect the overall health of the animal. Common parasites found in pets, livestock, and wildlife include fleas, ticks, lice, and worms. These parasites can cause symptoms such as itching, anemia, weight loss, and even death. In pets, the most common parasite infections are caused by fleas, ticks, and worms. Fleas can cause severe itching, skin irritation, and even anemia in pets. Ticks can transmit various diseases including Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain, spotted fever, and babesiosis. Worms can cause weight loss, diarrhea, and even death in severe cases. In livestock, common parasite infections are caused by roundworms, tapeworms, and liver flukes. These parasites can cause significant economic losses in the livestock industry due to reduced productivity, decreased weight gain, and poor quality meat and milk production. In wildlife, parasites can cause various diseases affecting their population size and habitat. For instance, Toxoplasma gondii is a parasite that can cause fatal infections in marine mammals such as sea otters and dolphins. To prevent and treat parasite infections in animals, regular veterinary checkups, vaccinations, and deworming are essential. Proper hygiene, sanitation, and grooming practices can also help prevent parasite infections.
Parasite and the environment. Environmental factors such as temperature, humidity, and pollution can influence the spread of parasite. For instance, high humidity and warm temperature can favor the development and reproduction of certain parasites such as ticks and mosquitoes. Polluted water bodies can also increase the risk of parasitic infections such as Giardia and Cryptosporidium. Climate change is also affecting the distribution and prevalence of certain parasites. As the Earth's temperature increases, the distribution range of some parasites is expanding, leading to the emergence of new infectious diseases. For instance, the expansion of the ticks range due to climate change has led to the emergence of Lyme diseases in new geographic areas. To reduce the spread of parasite in the environment, proper sanitation, waste management, and control of vector population are essential. Moreover, monitoring the emergence of new infectious diseases due to climate change is necessary to develop appropriate preventive measures.
Parasite and travel. Traveling to different parts of the world can expose individuals to various parasite infections. For instance, malaria, a parasitic infection transmitted by mosquitoes, is prevalent in tropical and subtropical regions. Similarly, parasitic infections such as giardiasis and cryptosporidiosis can be contracted from contaminated food and water sources. To prevent parasite infections while traveling, proper hygiene practices such as washing hands, drinking clean water, and eating proper cooked food are essentials. Vaccine and prophylactic medication are also available to prevent certain parasite infections. Parasitic infections can be caused by a wide range of organisms, including protozoa, helminths, and arthropods. This infection can cause a variety of symptoms ranging from mild discomfort to life-threatening illness. Parasitic infections are particularly common in developing countries, wherefore sanitation and hygiene practices increase the risk of transmission. However, even travelers to developed countries can be at risk of parasitic infections, especially if they engage in activities such as camping, hiking, or swimming in freshwater sources.
Diagnosing and treating parasite infections. There are various methods used to diagnose and treat parasite infections, including laboratory tests, medication, and natural remedies. Accurate diagnosis is essential to determine the appropriate treatment. Laboratory tests such as stool analysis, blood tests, and imaging study can help diagnose parasite infections. Medications such as anthelmintic, anthraposal, and antimalarials are available to parasitic infections. Natural remedies such as herbs, supplements, and probiotics may also provide some relief from parasite infections. It is important to note that the effectiveness of treatment may vary depending on the type of parasite and the severities of the infections. In some cases, the treatment may be need to be repeated to eliminate the parasite completely.
Parasite and immune system. Parasites have evolved various mechanisms to invade the host immune system and survive within the host body. For instance, some parasites can change their surface protein to avoid detection by host immune cells. Others can suppress the host immune system by secreting molecules that inhibit the immune response.
Parasites and zoonosis. Zoonosis are diseases that can be transmitted from animals to humans. Parasites are among the most common zoonotic agents. Some common zoonotic parasites include Toxoplasma gondii, Echinococcus granulosus, and Leishmania spp. Transmission of these parasites can occur through various routes, including ingestion of contaminated food and water, contact with contaminated soil or feces, and through the bite of infected vectors such as ticks and mosquitoes. Preventing zoonotic infections requires proper hygiene, sanitation, and preventive measures such as wearing protective clothing and insect repellents. Vaccines and prophylactic medications are also available for some zoonotic parasites.
Prevention is key when it comes to avoiding parasitic infections.
Some tips to help you reduce your risk. Cook your food truly. This is particularly important when it comes to meat and seafoods. Make sure your food is cooked to safe temperature to kill any parasite that might be present.
Wash your hand. Good hygiene is essential when it comes to preventing parasite infections. Make sure you wash your hand thoroughly with soap and water before and after handling food. Practice safe food handling. These include things like washing fruits and vegetables before eating them, and avoid cross-contamination by using separate cutting boards and utensils for raw and cooked foods.
Use insect repellent. Many parasitic infections are transmitted by insect bites, so using insect repellent can help you resist infection.
Drink clean water. Parasite can also transmit it through contaminated water, so it's important to drink clean, safe water.
Keep your pets clean. Pets can also be hosts for parasite, so it's important to keep them clean and up to date on their vaccination and parasite preventatives.
Stay informed, keep up to date with the latest information about parasitic infection in your area, and be aware of any outbreak or alerts.
By taking these simple steps, you can help reduce your risk of parasitic infections and stay healthy. By learning about parasites and how they spread, we can take control of our health and minimize our risk of infection. Parasites can also contaminate food during processing and packaging. For example, Listeria monocytogenes is a bacterium that can cause serious illness and can be found in contaminated food processing equipment and environments. Certain types of food are more susceptible to parasite contamination. For example, raw or undercooked meat and seafood. Unpasteurized dairy products and raw fruits and vegetables can all be potential sources of parasites. It is important to be aware of where your food comes from and how it's prepared. In some cases, imported foods may have different food safety standards and may be more likely to be contaminated with parasites. It is also important to properly store and handle your food to prevent contamination. For example, refrigerate perishable items promptly and avoid leaving food out at room temperature for extended periods of time. By learning more about parasites and the challenges they pose, we can better protect ourselves and others from these fascinating but often harmful organisms. Thank you for watching our video presentation on parasite facts, and we hope you've learned something new today.